look, part of this is that the Pelicans are now looking around, right, Corey? Like the Pelicans are looking at this, maybe trading JJ Redick because they have not lived up to expectations at all, right? This is a team that we thought, man, this is a playoff team. They're taking a step forward. They have not taken a step forward under Stan Van Gundy. What do you see going on with the Pelicans? Why haven't they taken the step everybody kind of wanted them to?
The Pelicans have one of the best young players in the NBA as Brandon Ingram, who continues to get better and better. Zion played limited games last season, came in late because of the injury. So you never really got to see them next to each other playing at that high potential. So I think there was there's a lot of hype around Zion anyways. So I think there was a lot of hype around, okay, what is this dynamic duo actually going to look like? And I think that one of the reasons why the Pelicans offense, to me, is a little stale is because it has to go through offensive sets. They're a young team kind of figuring it out. There's a lack of discipline there. So they have to run these offensive sets that Stan Van Gundy's putting in and teach these guys, this is how you play offense in the NBA. This is how you get guys open. This is how you do, have extra discipline of making the extra pass, screening the screener, just basic basketball principles, right? But the Pelicans look better in transition. They look better in a motion offense, but I just don't think they're as disciplined yet. They look really great because in transition because they're very long defensively. Brandon Ingram is a tree, right? And then Josh Hart and Lonzo Ball are both super long and they have great instincts. So when they're in the passing lanes and they're in transition and Zion's throwing dunks and Brandon Ingram shooting 3-pointers in transition, like they're a very dangerous team, but they're just not hungry on the defensive end every possession down the court. I see them taking plays off, taking possessions off, and they're not in those passing lanes. And that kind of frustrates me. But I think that's one of the reasons why they haven't been able to take the next step forward.
Yeah, I think the defense is part of it, by the way, those possessions off. They're 24th in the league in defense for Stan Van Gundy. You know that's driving Stan nuts, right? Like that's just absolutely driving him crazy. But you thought they'd make this big leap on that end, and they haven't. And the other part of that half-court offense you were talking about, they don't hit threes. They have the second number of fewest threes per game per team. They're third fewest attempts, third worst in three-point percentage as a team. JJ Redick, like you said, JJ Redick's only shooting 30% from three right now. They thought crazy. You're certainly not getting it from Lonzo Ball.
Eric, Bledsoe's playing. He's like the guy who's shooting 45 or 40% from the three-pointer. But that's supposed to be JJ.
Yeah, exactly. And look, you're not going to – Brandon Ingram can hit threes, but you're not going to get that from Zion Williamson. He barely scores outside the paint ever. So you've got to get some spacing in there, and I think that's part of it. They're going to have to evolve that roster to get more shooting. You can't – they've outscored the opponent in the number of threes or hit more threes than their opponent in the first game of this season, and that's it. And if you're behind in that three-pointer and you're trying to make it up 3 for 2 going down the court, you're digging a hole, man. The math is against you. If you're just going, hey, we're going to give up a 3, then we're going to score a 2. You're going to have to score a lot more 2s.
And we're early in the season, so once again, I'm sure that this chemistry is going to evolve as we continue. They get more time together. But for me, the question once again is this idea of, okay, once you develop your half-court set and you get guys playing basketball the way it's supposed to be played, then you can actually trust them to play a motion offense, which is basketball in its purest form, just fluid basketball, which would lend itself to Brandon Ingram's one-on-one style on a high pick and roll, or Zion Williamson running the baseline or running in transition, just general basketball principles at a high level. Once you get there, they're going to start collapsing the paint, right? They're going to start double and triple teaming those two guys, at which point the three is going to be wide open. So right now it's not as critical because, they're not there in their progression yet, but like steps 3, 4, 5 down the road, they're going to need those open shooters because, like you said, that's a huge lack of depth for them right now. And that's going to be able to give Brandon and Zion the space they need to operate in the future when they get to that level.
Yeah, they're on a bit of a timeline, though, right? Like you feel like they've got to start making steps, if not this season, start making them in the offseason because they've got Zion Williamson, right? You have this absolute brilliant offensive scoring machine. I mean, I was watching them play the Jazz the other night, and he took the ball into the body of Rudy Gobert and scored over and around and threw him a few times. You're like, who does that, right? Like he's this amazing talent in that way. And if you've got to find a way to both take advantage and build off of that, and they just roster-wise, and you're right, just in terms of where they are in development, they're not there yet.
What can you do, though? Like you said, we're trying to figure out 15 games in, a little bit at a time.